first I would like to invite Daniel Spade, a student in the Physiological Sciences, to come up and talk for about a few minutes about the impact for him. And then Zhonglin Mu, if you'll come forward too, who is an assistant professor in microbiology and cell science, and Max Tatlitsky, who's associate professor in soil and water science. Thank you. Okay, so here we have Dan.
Thanks for the introduction, and sorry I was late. I'm a student, so that's what I do. So in any case, I was asked to talk here today, I guess, because I was the first student to apply for and receive the money from the Open Access Fund. And I was kind of surprised by that because it seems like a really good deal. So if you're a student and you're listening to me right now, and you have an advisor like mine who expects you to be pretty independent, this is nice because you can do it yourself. You can apply for this money and receive it yourself without your advisor having to jump through a bunch of hoops. And if you're an advisor who's sitting here and you have students that you want to publish papers in open access journals and do most of the work independently on their own, then there again, it's sort of a nice benefit. So it was quick and it was easy. It was nice for me and it was nice for my advisor. So I guess that makes it good all around. I was asked to talk a little bit about why I chose to publish in an open access journal. So I'm in the Physiological Sciences department, but I actually work in environmental toxicology. And so in that area, there's a relatively small society called CTAC, the Society of Environmental Toxicology and Chemistry. They publish a really good journal, a great journal, ET&C. And a lot of the papers that get published in that journal are published by, the same people who go to that meeting every year. They all know each other. They all talk to each other every year. I won't claim to have met everybody who belongs or who is published in that journal, but you see a lot of the same faces and a lot of the same names. And I'm in sort of an interesting situation because on the one hand, that's what my lab does. And on the other hand, I'm working on a project that's mostly funded by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission involving queen conch. So we're working with queen conch in the Keys. This is a species that is of a lot of importance throughout the Caribbean and not a lot of importance elsewhere, to a lot of people elsewhere at least. But I think the biological principles that we're dealing with are pretty important. So the people who've been working on that side of the project have mostly been presenting the information that they've gathered, the data they've gathered to the Gulf and Caribbean Fisheries Institute. And so you've got sort of two different groups of people who are meeting in small groups and talking about this stuff. And it was nice for me to be able to publish in a general purpose open access journal, PLOS ONE, just this past month when I came out with what was my first authored paper of my grad school career. So it was nice for me. I think it was a pretty good journal to publish in for our first paper, and because, like I said, we've been funded mostly by Fish and Wildlife on small grants that don't have money included for publishing. It's nice to be able to do this and not have to cover the publishing fee, which is fairly steep for some journals. I think for PLOS it was about $3,000. So it's nice that I can sort of combine those two things. It's available to other people who are working with the same species throughout the Caribbean. We have a collaborator that we work with pretty directly from the Virgin Islands, and their university library doesn't offer access to as many journals online as the UF University Library does. So, people like that who are interested in the same species but don't sort of have the same resources that this big university does can still see my paper. So that's nice. And a lot of people who've spoken so far have talked about the immediacy of publishing in open access journals, and it is nice. I'm not patient. I'm 25 years old, and I grew up with computers, and I don't like to wait for anything. So it's nice that it's immediate. It's also nice that it's permanent, and maybe years from now, when other grad students are going through that phase where they have to trudge off to the library and find the papers that are published 50 years ago,